Hello and welcome to the Beyond the Hustle podcast. My name is Lydia and I'm a mindset and business coach for high-achieving entrepreneurs. In this podcast, I share insights into how you can create a life of freedom, happiness, and personal fulfillment while increasing financial success way beyond what you have achieved with hustle alone so far. Plus, every other week, I interview inspiring and out-of-the-box thinking entrepreneurs. Have fun and enjoy. Today's episode is how to follow your soul's calling instead of your inner critic. And this will be a very short episode. It's basically a reminder for you how to differentiate between the two. Because both of them happen inside of yourself. Like, it's not the outside world. It's basically happening inside yourself. It's the voice inside yourself. Like, you have to differentiate who is talking. Is it your soul talking? Is it your higher self talking? Is it your next level version talking? Or is it your inner saboteur, your inner critic talking? Both give you interesting ideas, by the way, like both give you valuable insights. But today, I just want to focus on how do you differentiate the two. You basically have to listen to the words of that voice inside of yourself and how it makes you feel. Are there words like you should, you must, you have to, how dare you not to? This is not safe. Like other words like that, then you can be sure it's your inner critic talking. Your higher self, your soul, will always come from the realm of possibility, of expansion. It basically is a voice that comes from a very expanded place, a very tolerant space, a very non-judgmental and very inviting space. And your inner critic will always come from a place where you will feel smaller, a place or a voice that will make you feel smaller. It will get rid of your energy. It will be kind of judgmental thoughts about yourself. It will be more dreadful, like more constricted energy and not an expansive energy. So you can listen to the words. If there are words of you have to, you must, you're not allowed, what you would think of a very authoritarian parent talking to you, if these voices are there, then it's definitely your inner critic talking. And if there is almost like an inviting parent talking or an inviting voice talking in you, a very expanded voice talking in you, a voice where everything is possible, you can be sure that it's coming from a place of your higher self, of your soul. And very often it happens first. First, your soul is talking, and then the inner critic jumps in and tells you all the reasons why this can't be true, why this shouldn't happen, why you should not do this, why you should take care of other people instead of yourself. So just do this today with this very short reminder of me. Just check in on the voices today that you're hearing when whatever you want to do, you do, and see which voice is more loud in your life right now. I have two examples for you today. One example is that I don't take on new clients at the moment. And I also had to battle these different voices inside of myself. And I worked through it with my coach. So there was this voice of, you have to have more impact. You have to go bigger. You can't just not do anything. Like, that's embarrassing. What will people think of you if you just relax and if you don't want to do anything anymore, if you don't want to work? Like, how dare you? There were these voices inside of myself. And then there was this voice of, I just don't want to. I just want to relax. And like with that came this feeling of expansion. And with this idea of, I want to decouple fully money from achievement. I don't want to work for money anymore. I want this to be separated. And with this thought came a very expansive feeling, a feeling of deep relaxation and deep relief. So I listen to both. I listen to the voices and I listen to the feelings that they create. And usually when then this voice came in first time, like, I don't want to work anymore. I don't want to work for money anymore. Like the need for working for money. It's nice to be paid for my work, but this need for it, I'm so done with it. And then the next voice was, how dare you? This is what you have to do. You can't just show up and pretend like you don't have to work for money anymore. Directly afterwards, that kicked in and I could work through it easily. So that was not the issue. But just to give you an example from my life, and then one of my clients recently, she will know that it's her I'm talking about. We talked about how she shows up on Instagram and on her different formats that she uses in social media. We talked a little bit about an offer she brought out. And it was so interesting because I told her, you could write a little bit more, because for me, it wasn't very clear what it really is that you offer. So if you just have like a one-liner, one pitch and something where I can feel your excitement about it, that would be amazing. And then she said, so interesting. Why did she actually not use that voice? Because she was fearful of friends and old connections who would blame her. Like there was this fear inside herself because these people didn't actually say that to her. She just thought it. That she had this fear of if she showed up more fully as herself, other people would blame her, other people would put her down. But it was all happening in her own mind. And she had a very clear image of her higher self and her vision and what her soul really wanted to talk about and wanted to write about. So again, here, a beautiful example of the small version of herself and the bigger version of herself, and what kind of words she used and what kind of excuses or ideas she came up from the different spaces, from the space of the inner critic and the space of the expanded version of herself. What kinds of words they used and what kind of feelings they created in her body. So these are two examples for you to check in what is happening for you and which of these two voices you're following and which of the two voices are more predominant in your life right now. That's it for today, and until the next episode. Much love to you. Did you like this podcast episode? Then please share it with people who you know could benefit from it. Also, I would be super grateful if you could leave me a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It would mean such a lot to me. If you want to stay connected with me, please join my Telegram channel for daily mini reminders around mindset, business growth, investing, and living life to the fullest. Or message me directly on Instagram or LinkedIn. You will find all the links in the show notes. Thank you for listening, and until the next episode. Much love, Lydia.